Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, Friday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty.
Big D!
Terry Foster in the chair. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. We are going to chop it up, everybody. Got a big-time show. The Friday shows, there's something about them.
Can we be fun?
They are. They are fun. I'm looking forward to it. We got a ton of stuff to get to. I'm going to simp more for Penei Sewell coming up in about 13 minutes or so from now. There's a video that got put out of kind of some behind-the-scenes stuff at the Green Bay Packers game that Colton Pouncey put out from The Athletic. And I want to discuss it, and I want to run some things by Darren McCarty and exactly what a freak he is, not even on the football field, but we're going to get into that. I will lay my case, Terry, to Sam Flannel as to why I should be the athletic director at Michigan.
And I will state the case why you should be fired immediately.
No, and I want to run it by. Look, we have a large contingent of Michigan fans, as you might know. We see eye to eye on a lot. They're fair. They are fair. They're Michigan fans.
Wolverine State.
Yeah, well, they are.
Here's the thing.
They are fair. I enjoy them.
You must be bringing some heat or something that you're going to get these Michigan fans to think about, because automatically right now everybody's pulled their sword, ready to.
Oh, they're ready.
Right? But I'm
I will
interested
disarm them.
because you're walking into the lion's den.
I will disarm them with my words.
I'm interested
Yeah, but you know
to see.
what? I mean,
the real question is,
you're always going to stay in trouble with Michigan
Will you-
fans. They're kind of pissy
Not
and
after
whiny.
this.
will you do it at a discount, or will they have to pay?
No, they'll pay full price.
Full price.
Yeah,
Okay.
full price.
That's all I needed to know.
But that's fine.
Interested.
I will state my case as to why I should be the athletic director. I will lay out my plan as to what I'm going to do. And yes, we will have another episode of As the Harbaugh Turns. And again, I am not doing it. Your president is doing it. Your football coach is doing it. But if I get hired, that'll be my football coach. But we'll get it figured out. We're going to get there. Guys, just trust me on this one, okay? WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump in there. Get it in. We are taking your thoughts, your ideas, everything that is going on. Sebastian Chose. I'll take Neal over Ward easily. And he's a Michigan fan. See?
Well, why don't you listen to Neal's game plan before you say something like that?
They're going to love it.
And I already said you wouldn't work because you're way too public. You're way too much out in public. You
give me that 7-figure deal, and I'll disappear real quick. I'll set the thing straight, and I'll be working behind the scenes.
Just like college coaching.
Absolutely.
The greatest bag to not be here.
Absolutely.
Right? Is that the ultimate bag? I know we all want to be paid to do what we love, but it's also it gets to a point where some of these guys get paid to
College
get paid
football coaches
to
got it
leave.
better than anybody.
They do. D-Mac, you've been paid off
I
before,
was on
right?
the receiving end of being bought out and then a new contract, but it evened itself out more too of not losing a year of salary, because it's also too you lost a year with the lockout, so it doesn't have the same rub, Neal.
Nah, I get
because you missed
I forgot
that
about
$2.5 million pay year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did it twice.
You did it twice, T?
Twice.
Whoa.
That's when I'll know I've made it, Terry.
Right.
When I get paid to not work.
Hey, Terry, probably twice at the same time. That's how special.
Well, no, it wasn't the same time. It was spread out, but I got 2 years of doing nothing for pay.
It's balling.
D-Mac, you'll like this one. Here in Mark M. 7 figures makes the tone change real quick. It certainly does.
Screw 7 figures. How about 8 and 9? Not 9 figures yet, but 8 figures.
Even more.
Yeah.
It gets the tone to change even quicker.
Eight's the new 7. Remember how it used to be, 7 figures. So we're talking, now it's like, it's got to be 8.
Yeah.
8 figures.
No, but we are going to get into the Red Wings too, and we have a good spot. And you see, when we do the ISO cam on DMAC, when the victory parade rolls down Woodward, because when you haven't done something since there you go. There's Woodward right there.
Go boys!
When you haven't done something since,
I ain't gonna be in here. I'll be out there.
You'll be out there. He'll be on one of the floats. But they did get the win over Toronto, and I'm happy to see that.
Braxton.
Because I hold Toronto in the same breath that I hold the Green Bay Packers in. Except with Toronto, I don't understand it. I don't understand the respect. I don't understand the love they get. What have they ever done?
Yeah,
nothing in my lifetime.
It's the love
nothing
by
in your
their
lifetime.
fan base, right? Is that I had this conversation last night, and with Art Regner, who I do Game Days Live with, we were talking about Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky, one of the greatest hockey players of all time, who grew up in Brantford, Ontario. He was a huge Red Wings fan, and a huge Detroit Tigers fan, and a huge University of Michigan fan growing up. And why is that? Because that's the TV that we were shown over in Southern Ontario, and I can speak on that because I grew up over there.
Well, we caught it too. That was Hockey Night in Canada, 7 o'clock every Saturday.
Right, but it's the diehard. So if you think of Michigan, so think of that throughout a country instead of just a state. That regional.
No, I get the why.
Toronto is like the Michigan, or not even. But to their credit, there's something different about that team. Last night they were missing Austin Matthews, more of a team, but they have not had success before I was born.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
sometimes I think you're locked in, right? Like you've gone so far, you're locked in, and it's generational.
Toronto more like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
America's team, Canada's team.
There's something to that.
Yeah,
there's something. Except for Toronto never wins.
Neither does Dallas.
Well, Dallas has had like a run.
Okay,
well,
Toronto had a run too.
When
you were a toddler?
No,
they used to win.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they won.
1967.
60s, yeah.
Okay.
19. I was not a toddler.
Okay. Well,
before you were born.
My mom was in school then. You know what I'm saying?
My mom was in high school.
I was a youth.
Yeah.
A Utes.
A Ute. Yeah. They stink.
Toronto winning.
How about this? They stink.
They
Toronto
do.
stinks.
They
And
do.
guess what's going to happen to them? They can have all the Austin Matthews they want. Guess what's going to happen to them in the playoffs, Terry? We know.
Squished.
They're going to lose in the first round.
They will be dismissed. They might win a round.
I hope
They might win one.
If they play the Red Wings in the first round, they'll win.
You know what's ironic? We have the Weiser plan. They got the Shanna plan. Right?
Uh-huh.
Both of those were manufactured in the same factory down the road at the same table I belong to. But no, that's something. The big deal for the win last night is because Toronto had used Little Caesars Arena as home ice and had beaten you. And obviously...
and it was good to see. It was.
It's good because now you have 2 games back-to-back. This is what good NHL teams do. They take care of their home ice and they win these games. You have Toronto coming in off a back-to-back. I mentioned it yesterday. You have to win these games. So it's progress, not perfection. They looked fresher yesterday. So whatever Derek Lalonde was talking about is measuring the heart rates and the guys were gassed. He's got a finger on a pulse of this team, and that's all you can ask. So now, hopefully we're talking on Monday from Feldman, because we're talking about, wow, look at the Wings. They put 3 games back-to-back. So to everything I was talking about yesterday, Neal, about what Steve Yzerman looking at the similar records to this year and last year, but how the team's different because you're getting healthy and you expect to do more things like you did last night. So it was nice to see.
Yeah, and we'll get into them coming up in the second hour. We'll get into the NFL playoffs as well. Those start tomorrow. We'll have some thoughts. I'm going to take a look at the games. Just kind of kick it back and forth.
Where are we at? Are we excited? Are we disappointed?
I think we're bitter.
Is it a regular? Is it different? You going into the football playoffs?
You know what?
Different?
I think because I think we know what we're on the precipice of as Lions fans. So I think that more of us will turn it on. You know what I'm saying? Like with like an active, just kind of actively watch. I know a lot of us will hate watch. Yeah. I know a lot of us will hate watch the Giants game. And what did I tell you guys? That tie. Remember that tie?
I remember the
tie. We were in the
tie.
playoff race for about 13 minutes, and then there was a tie. And it kept us out. Washington would have won that game, Lions would have been in. I'm just saying. So I will hate watch the Giants game. But the problem is they're playing the Vikings. Can you hate watch both teams? Somebody's got to win.
Yeah, I would imagine both teams losing in the first round, but they're playing each other.
Yeah, but are you
It's gonna be a
serious? You
tie?
gonna cheer for Minnesota over the Giants?
No, I want them both to lose.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't this sort of like the Cinderella where you want the Giants because you don't have the expectations, but because they're
No,
more
because they got our spot because they tied.
I think they earned our spot because they did what we did, but more consistently and out of the gate.
They tied.
They did not. You got to give Dabo props and whatever else. So I think that we're a better team, right?
I think so too.
Right, obviously now, but it'll be interesting because let the Giants ruin the one score 11-0 record or whatever the hell Minnesota is. So I just am excited. I'd want to see the Giants win because that, to the point, could show what us as Lions can do in the future.
Real quick, too, before we get into this little Lions topic that I want to do. Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, celebrities in this town. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, huge followings and stuff like that on social media. The Woodward Sports Network, it's growing. It shines a little bit of a light on the rest of us as well. So, interest picks up. And I can imagine, like, what social media is like for a guy like Darren or for a guy like Terry. And then, as you go up the ladder, to, like, the superstars of the world, like Drake and stuff like that. Like, their DMs, like, what they get in their DMs and stuff like that. I'm sure, D-Mac, you probably get some wild stuff in your DMs from time to time. Terry, I'm sure it's the same for you. But I get some wild stuff, too. And I wanted to share some of this. People send me pictures of unfrosted Pop-Tarts in the store, and they want me to pass those along to you, Terry Foster.
They know better than to send them to me.
Yeah, so there we go. These are some of the more wild direct messages I get from my newfound celebrity on social media. 16 Pop-Tart value pack boxes. And there it is, Terry, up there on the screen. Unfrosted strawberry, unfrosted blueberry. So, Terry, D-Mac, the battle rages on.
Dude, that shouldn't say Pop-Tarts. It should say rations. I mean, that's what it looks like, Smitty. Doesn't it look like, I'll eat that just to live?
Yeah, those look
but
like...
But come on, man. Don't you...
Meal.
Come on. This is a Pop-Tart, ladies and
delicious
gentlemen.
to me.
This, my friends, it's not a very... But this is what a Pop-Tart should look like.
Let me ask you a question, though.
So
D-Mac.
delicious. Now, if they tasted as good as that, but you can't go wrong with that, by the way. That's the blueberry. Could be my favorite.
Paul Thomas says blueberry unfrosted, underrated. See, the battle rages on, Terry, and I got to give you a lot of credit because I didn't know there was this battle.
I didn't either, and I thought it was a battle I'd get smushed in.
But there is a groundswell of support. Now, it's back channel. It's through Twitter DMs. No one will go public with it.
Yeah, nobody's going public with
that.
Because they don't have enough balls.
But, hey, it only takes one, Terry, and you were the one.
You have led the revolution.
You have led the Pop-Tart, unfrosted Pop-Tart revolution. You have, Terry.
I'm glad
One man, one voice.
One Pop-Tart.
One unfrosted Pop-Tart at a time. So,
hey, Detroit Arrow, whoever eats unfrosted Pop-Tarts, who hurt you? I agree. What do you need to...
But you know what? It's not like the topping is great. It's some chemical crap they created in a factory.
That's the
tasty wax.
That's the point.
Literally wax.
Maybe, hey, you know what it is? I get it. It's the unfrosted Pop-Tart with the breast milk, right? That's what. That's why I don't do it properly.
Can I ask you a question?
At least the unfrosted Pop-Tart has fake fruit in it.
And here go the people again with the butter on the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, no, that's...
Spen, can you do that and report back?
I don't want to do that.
I think you need to, though. You got to do it for the culture.
Be it sample.
Yep.
Sample.
I think you do. Can you please do it over the weekend, perhaps, and report back?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
I'll think about it.
Let me ask you this question real quick, D-Mac, before we go to the break, and I start simping on Penei Sewell again. Even though they're frosted, do you still break off those unfrosted corners and discard those?
I do.
No, they go down with the ship because you just take a big enough bite with the frosting in it and you don't even know. By the time you chop it up, all the frosting's in there, so it doesn't. It's sort of like dipping your chips or your nachos into your cheese dip or whatever. Like sometimes you get too much cheese in there, so you have to throw some extra chips in there to even it out. Right?
To ratio it?
Yeah.
You got to ratio.
That's fair.
So there's just, to your point, Neal, whoever created the frosted Pop-Tart, God bless you, man or woman, they knew to proportion that we could accept the fact that there's a little bit of non, because you can.
All right. Okay, D-Mac.
What a pig.
Real quick, WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Do you eat the corners of Pop-Tarts? Because I'm feeling that no is gonna win this one.
It's not bread.
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
essentially
Oh, yes,
bread.
you know-
Like, I mean, it's
Dainty
not
people
like the
could
crust
do?
part of the bread.
No, people like spin. He could just like cut off the corners. Because some people, when they make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, they cut off the corners of the bread and just.
Yeah, the crust of it or
Right,
I
whatever.
eat the crust on breads, but not Pop-Tarts.
What are you talking about? The other night I saw, and thanks, Sandy, for the Pop-Tarts, but I saw Spenny in the back. He was so hungry, he just ripped into it, tinfoil and all, and ripped it off, Terry. He doesn't even wait.
Gives an extra crunch.
He's a
That's it.
caveman.
Oh man, you guys are funny.
Do you eat the corners of the Pop-Tarts?
No.
No. Oh, my God. The way you said
No.
that tone on the Pop-Tart.
And I eat an organic Pop-Tart when I'm
course you do.
going down that road. There are such things.
Unfrosted organic Pop-Tart. Sounds
100%.
delicious,
That
Spenny,
sounds
doesn't it?
awful.
Hey, you guys do you. Well, hey, and this is great too. Good timing for the Pop-Tart crowd. Planet Fitness is the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports and home of the Judgment Free Zone, where you can work out for just $10 a month. You can upgrade to the Black Card. You get unlimited guest privileges, the hydro massage, all of it. I was just in Planet Fitness, about an hour ago, about an hour and a half ago, as a matter of fact. It was 10K Friday. Wasn't feeling it. Had to do some mental gymnastics, but we powered through and we got the job done, and you can too. Join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Pull in the parking lot, join there, or go online to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness? Your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. Baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Back at it, Big D Energy off and running on a Friday. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. That is the roster today. Don't forget, second hour, I will lay out my case as to why I should be athletic director at the University of Michigan. And I think Sam Flannel will be our Board of Regents. I think he will go for it because I will lay out my plan as to what I'm doing with this Harbaugh situation. It'll be another episode of As the Harbaugh Turns. And don't be mad at me. I'm not doing this. Your university is. Unless you hire me, then it's our university.
Sam Flannel going for this has to be plus 9,000.
Like sands through the hourglass.
I'll even overcome that.
So
That
are the
picture on the
Harbaugh
screen
times.
right now. I'll even be able to overcome that. And we will get it handled. WoodwardSports.com
gosh.
chat thread, Wyatt Barry. I only eat the corners of frosted Pop-Tarts, even though it's not frosted. So what's different? Uper says Michigan owns OSU. Who puts butter on Pop-Tarts? I don't know. A lot of you do, apparently. I don't know what's going on with it. So, you know. All right, here we go. Mike G. Neal, based on your track record, you may need to wear a Sam Flannel mask to get into Ann Arbor. That could be the case. We'll sort all that out.
We'll cross that path when we get there, Mike, but that's why you're always a quick thinker.
I came across a video that Colton Pouncey, the Lions writer for The Athletic, tweeted out. And you guys know where I am with Penei Sewell. I freely admit I'm a simp. And to me, he's the guy that turned all this around. Brad Holmes is a guy that turned it around, yes, but Penei Sewell is the poster child, I think, for this Lions movement. He tweeted out this video. I wanted to play it for you, and I want to get these two guys' reaction to it.
From day one, we knew we got to run through this. Yep. Hey, man, it's been an honor, bro. It's been a real honor. Laid it on the line. Laid it on the line for your brothers today. Hey, I got y'all from the first play to the last. Yes, sir. From the first play to the last. I love y'all boys. I love y'all boys. Let's go to work today. Hey, work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
And that was Penei Sewell before the Green Bay Packers game. And D-Mac, he's 22. D-Mac, he's 20. He just turned 22.
You know, somebody brought it up yesterday, and I saw it in the chat about Samoan culture. And I think, you know, for whatever reason, bigger picture, right? You look at it, if you're a WWE fan, and you look at, you know, Roman Reigns and the you know, the Usos and the First Family, right? That have been running WWE at the top for 2 years. It's a culture thing, right? And the fact that how young it is, and you look to a leader, you look to a guy. When you brought this up, Neal, we always say, "Oh, you've already started sizing Penei Sewell up for his
gold
Hall
jacket.
of Fame jacket,
Yeah.
for his gold jacket." This is just another level, right? Talent is one level, but the leadership fact, and if you're looking to a specific person, right, on this team that they can build around, or that Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell, because what does that match to you? To me, that matches your head coach. That could be your head coach in that huddle, right? So the message in Allen Park, as far as the buy-in, this is your guy, who it should be, being your 5th overall, you know, pivotal piece when you selected him by this regime, that this is their guy on the field. Yeah, that doesn't blow me away, but that shows so much more of what's going on in Allen Park, and about not just offense, defense, special teams, but as the team, and then your youngest player. Yes, you are correct in putting your analogy back to Steve Yzerman being named a captain of the Red Wings when he was 21 years old, right? The sort of leadership. Now, he did it in a different way, and obviously,
and that's what I was going to ask you.
So there's different ways to do it.
I mean, he was he was the 3rd best hockey player on the planet.
But he always did it throughout his tenure as, I'm going to lead by example.
Right. I'm going to score 60
Penei Sewell
goals.
is going to lead by example, but also be that verbal person. Now, I would expect that guy, because it's the same guy that's pushing Nick Bosa back and pushing Aaron Donald back and standing up at such a young age. So wise beyond his years, talented beyond his years, the full package, everything else. I think that, you know, that's everything you want in that guy as your pivotal piece to this team. So everything's built around that, right? And then I think it's just much more apparent, and I love seeing stuff like that.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll complete. 74% of you eat the corners of Pop-Tarts, which is absolutely savage to me. But anyway, Terry, remember Barry Sanders, right? Where, in my opinion, the greatest running back to ever play football. When you ask defensive players, they would say the same. What was the one knock on Barry Sanders, Terry?
Lack of leadership.
Lack of leadership, and I would even say I don't see it that way, because what other leadership is there to go out there and run for 2,000 yards?
Well, yeah, but his teammates knew something was wrong with the Detroit Lions, and management, ownership didn't listen to players. They didn't give a damn what they would say. The only person they felt
that had the juice
was Barry Sanders. So they begged for him to go in. Can you talk to them about this? Can you tell them what's wrong with us? And Barry wouldn't do it. Barry's thing was, you pay me to run the ball. I'll run the ball the best I can. I'll try to win. Then I'm going home. Don't bother me anymore.
But Terry, to me, and I understand that, and I've heard that a lot. Penei Sewell, to me, is that gold jacket loading. You know what I'm saying? And at 22 years old, you saw it.
Yeah,
he's leading these men.
What he's doing, there's not just toughness, not just leadership. But he's brave. You have to be brave to be 22 years old and trying to be leader of guys that you may have looked up to, guys that are 6 or 7 years older than you, Because usually when you're a rookie or a second-year guy and you're 22 years old, your thing is show up, shut up, and get out. Because they don't want to hear what you have to say. The fact that his elders actually listen to him is a testament to his leadership. And the fact he's got balls enough to say something to them is a testament to who he is. So this is pretty special.
But D-Mac, again, I go to you on this because you were in professional locker rooms. How were you at 22 years old in that locker room?
Right.
But I understand you had it was a different locker room.
But I think the whole thing is to be able to not only grasp the physical. What do we always talk about? Letting the young guys adjust to the speed of the game, and it's the first time they've been to the schedule, and all the different things that you have to allow. This just goes to show maturity, and also too, it tells you a lot about the culture that he's come from, whether it's Oregon or his family or whatever like this. But it's yes. And I think that the Detroit Lions, they need this all-around guy that gets respected, right? And at such a young age, and Terry said, to me the biggest thing is it's not just the defense, or it's not just like the offense around him, it's the team. And this team is building as a team, and they realize that Penei Sewell is a pivotal part. I like this. Tyler Clark nailed it because he says, Sewell sets the tone, and Neal, you have tone. It works.
We're kind of the same in that respect.
You kind of are the same is where you get it. But, yes, I think it's special. I think it's different. And I think it's exactly what this team needs. Because doesn't it remind you of the coach? It reminds me of listening to Dan Campbell talk and fire up his team and say this stuff about we're in. What I love the best about that quote is I'm in this to the last play.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, to me,
it's mind-blowing. That's the thing that really moves me about it.
Neal, we were privy to a conversation because the lovely and talented Maddie Miller, who's been covering this team all along, we asked her a question when we were talking to her about moving on from Vaitai and stuff like this, but she mentioned the fact that Vaitai being sort of the father figure to that offensive line in that dressing room. So it's the Taylor Deckers and the guys, the Frank Ragnar's, the guys who've been here that, to Terry's point, have embraced this kid and seen what he is and what he means and allowed him to sort of, it's almost like the Mufasa, Simba, and the Lion King, right? So if there's anybody's at your Simba, it's this kid. Right. He's going to lead you out of it. So
let me give you an example. Joey Harrington, when he was here, he was just a guy just playing and doing. So he tried to show some leadership. You know what they told him?
They laughed at him.
No, they didn't laugh. They said, "Shut your bitch ass up."
Same thing.
It's a laugh, yes. So if those guys don't embrace you, you can't lead.
And it's true.
And the fact that
why do they embrace Penei Sewell?
Because they know he's a hard ass. They know he plays hard. They know he has something to say.
And above all else, he's elite.
Right.
He's an elite talent. Mm-hmm. And above all else, he gets in Nick Bosa's face and Aaron Donald's face and says, you ain't punking me and you ain't punking us.
Here's the thing. When your best player is dragging you into the fight, you got to be better. This is the same thing as if you mentioned me in the locker room, and I looked around and I saw that Steve Eisman and Sergei Fedorov and Nick Lidstrom, the best players on the teams, the Paul Coffey, stuff like this, are in the gym. They're doing the extra and stuff like that. Well, easy to know what I need to do. I don't need to know what to do. I just need to go follow them around and do what they're doing. It's easy that way, right? Getting in that cycle. But it's something, too, is that guys have to embrace because you have to do it. And being the elite and leading the way because it's leading from the front, right? Which Penei Sewell does, not only figuratively on the offensive line, but dragging the guys through the war, through the whole game.
Yeah, and that's it. And, for me, there was a lot of discussion about, the Micah Parsons v. the Sewell stuff and stuff like that. And they're both great players. But seeing that, just seeing that little clip, and that's something we're not privy to, right? Like we're not in there, so we don't see that kind of stuff. That hits different. That hits a lot. And that cat is 22 years old, and that's the National Football League. And you saw Taylor Decker, like vets, with big-time contracts, big-time players, big-time asses that were in there. You saw these men that were hanging on this 22-year-old kid's every word. Start making the gold jacket now.
Wait till he's 27.
And Terry, you can attest to it, is how does he get that, Neil? Because he earned it.
Right.
You can only earn that sort of respect that he's got. You know what else has earned that type of respect? You know it, I know it, Alta. Because that Alta uptime matters. Alta equipment has everything you need to get the job done right. You got a bog project coming up, Alta Rent, they got you covered. Give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine, multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Happy to have you along for the ride on a Friday. We're chopping it up. We're going to talk some NFL playoffs, Red Wings, Toronto as well. But the people have asked for it. So we're gonna jump off the script, and we're doing it right now. We saw yesterday the president of Michigan, Terry, I'm sure you saw that on Twitter, sent out a tweet that so basically we support Jim Harbaugh and want to see him be the coach, right? That was more or less
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty much.
Everybody went wild about it. A lot of people saying that Harbaugh is the front runner for the Broncos job, although the Broncos are interviewing Sean Payton.
Well, you know he's their number one.
Right.
Sean Payton.
Right. So here's the deal. I am going to Sam Flannel, our resident Michigan slappy here. And I would be handling this whole thing differently if I were the AD. And I'm going to lay out my case. And Sam Flannel, you will act as the Michigan Board of Regents.
Hello, Governor.
Yeah. You can feel free to ask me questions too. You know, the Board of Regents, right? You get to do that. The people in the woodwardsports.com chat thread, they can ask interview questions as well. But let me lay out the case. Yes, Mr. McCarty, you have your pen in your hand.
I'm just getting ready in case I had a question.
Let me lay out my case first because it's the most pressing issue right now at the University of Michigan. The whole Jim Harbaugh thing and what's going on. And look, I can buy two different angles of what's going on with Jim Harbaugh right now. A, he wants an NFL job, which he seems to want one. But you got to see how things play out because Sean Payton's the most desirable commodity right now. B, the other school of thought, that he's kind of doing this to rework his contract with Michigan to make more money. If it is that he's doing, it's a little overkill at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the point's been made. You guys are enjoying success under Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
His best success that he's had since taking the job. Year 7, right?
Yes.
Year 7. Yes. Cashed in a couple of Big Ten championships the last 2 years. So here's my deal. Board of Regent Flannel, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, and Spencer et al. In the woodwardsports.com chat thread. If you guys make me athletic director at Michigan, it's the most pressing issue. So here's my plan of attack as to what I would do with the Jim Harbaugh situation. And Board of Regents, anyone, feel free to step in and correct me and tell me if my assessment is wrong. Here's what I'm thinking. as it sits for Michigan right now, I think that they have concern over, A, increasing Jim Harbaugh's pay, let alone over what Nick Saban is. Now remember, this is the most success we've had in the college football era. If I'm AD, here's what I'm doing. And I also fear, or I also have a sense that you guys have fear of giving him this huge extension right in the face of at level 1 NCAA violations and things like that Jim Harbaugh is guilty of, right? Not the University of Michigan.
Sure.
Jim Harbaugh. I don't care. I don't care. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to Jim Harbaugh and I'm going to make you the highest paid coach in college football.
All right.
That's what I'm doing. I'm laying it down. And, well, Neal, we can't do that with violations. Yes, we can. Because here's the deal. What's the proposed penalties, Terry Foster? What are they saying? Suspension?
3-game suspension.
3-game suspension.
Who's our first 3 games against?
We have a 7-game exhibition schedule. I don't care if they suspend him for 3 games. I don't care if they suspend him for 6 games. I don't care. We need Jim Harbaugh. And deep down, Regents, you know we need Jim Harbaugh because you guys have hired coaches before, and what happened?
I mean, I'm old enough to remember the Rich Rod and Hoke era. It was the single worst era in the history of Michigan football, and it wasn't that long ago. I mean, what Jim Harbaugh has done, even in the first 6 seasons, was he kind of stabilized the program, got them back to winning 9 and 10 games instead of having losing seasons. And like you said before, the last couple of years have been some of the greatest success in Michigan football history, winning back-to-back Big Tens, beating Ohio State 2 years in a row, getting to the college football playoff. And Jim Harbaugh, I think we all agree, has a chance if he stays to be the best coach in school history.
Sure. He's the only option we have.
I agree with
He
that.
holds the cards. We have to have him, and I will deliver him to you. And I will fly right in the face of level 1 sanctions or anything like that because I don't care. And guess what? When we do my press release, Darren, when we do my press release, and he's the highest paid coach in football, still under investigation by the NCAA, I'll look in the camera and say, I'm aware. The university's aware of the allegations against Jim Harbaugh.
I mean, why shouldn't you?
And that's it. I'm aware. I don't care. I won't say I don't care, but I'm aware.
Yep.
That's it. I will change the line of thinking at the University of Michigan, the name, image, and likeness collectives. We will step into these streets, and we're going down south, and we're getting some of this talent, and we are rolling. I'm getting all the money people together, all those people that Michigan won't let in the front room. You know, all these old people that are loyal to the corporation and everything like that. Are you going to keep sending a mouse into the snake pit, or are you going to send your own snake?
Yeah, but
I'm sending my own snake.
To me, it still doesn't answer the question. So then what are you going to do next year?
What do you mean, what am I going to do next year?
When we're back here again because he's not happy. So you can change everybody else's opinion, but you can't change the fact that Harbaugh's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Okay.
Right? So
he's got us, D-Mac.
What's that?
He's got us. Like, that's how this works.
No, I understand that. But so you're gonna look at the camera and say we'll cross whatever future path when we get there.
Absolutely.
And this will just solve this right now more or
Regent
less.
Foster would like to speak up.
Please,
I
Mr.
believe
Foster.
if you make him the highest paid coach, you don't have to worry about his NFL stuff. A lot of it's about power. A lot of it's about pay. Even though everybody in athletics, so it's not about the money. Of course, it's about the money.
It's always about.
You
the
make
money.
him the highest paid. I don't think you have to deal with this stuff anymore.
Regent Foster, that's a great point that you bring up.
Wait, but I was told.
Good on you for having a depth of thought with that. See, the key is when you do this, guys, you got to make it their idea. Even though it was my idea, when Regent Foster brought that up, did you hear how I reaffirmed him? And he's walking away thinking, I am right. Neal knows what he's talking about.
You're like Chuck Daly. He used to do that.
Right, yeah, but still, though, to the fact of how do you get that commitment by him? Like I know you think that it's just the money thing, but wasn't I told by John U. Bacon that this had nothing to do with money? Right, the fact of
Maybe
the college,
you were told
the
a lie.
NIL. You think this will? So what is this? You're going to get him to diet down for a year? Are you just trying to quell this to keep him move forward? Are you?
Here's the beauty of it.
As the athletic director or president, whatever title that you have here with the bag, are we going to be in this situation? Are we going to make that next step and compete on a national level?
But you know what, though, Board of Regents? We did everything we could do. We gave him the sun, the moon, and the stars. And if he leaves, well, then maybe he's not the Michigan man we thought he was. But guess what? I'll handle it. I'll go get somebody else.
He won't leave. He'd have to leave for a pay cut if you're going to pay him as the highest paid.
Board of Regent Foster, you're making great points.
Here's the deal. The NFL really doesn't want Jim Harbaugh. He's creating a lot of this on his own. Now, if Jim Harbaugh says, hey, I'm looking at the NFL teams might say, hey, he's making too much money. We're not even going to talk to him. So it doesn't make sense. So I think you do squash the whole Jim Harbaugh to the NFL thing.
Right. And even if he does leave, we literally did everything we could do. Everything. It's on him at that point. He's not a Michigan man that we thought he was. So guess what? We'll move on, and I'll get another good coach, and we're going to win football games. Because what I'm doing is I'm changing the foundation. I'm changing everything that's bothered me about Michigan and how they operate. It's not Jim Harbaugh. I saw somebody on there said Neal hates Jim Harbaugh. Sam Flannel, confirm.
No, Neal does not hate Jim Harbaugh. Like I said before, I've called Jim Harbaugh the best football coach of all time, never win a championship, and Neal basically has backed me up on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's for me one of those things where I'm changing the foundation and how we operate, and we're going to get along fine. Everything will be okay, and we did everything possible that we could do.
That's true. Regent Foster would like to speak again.
Absolutely.
I think we can continue and have a very successful program without Jim Harbaugh. But it's on you. Are you willing to go through the mud, do all the little SEC stuff that is required to get recruits, or do we still want to do it the Michigan way?
Well, Regent Foster, I would ask you, are you prepared to do those types of things?
I am.
When do I start?
I need your leadership.
When do I start? Because that starts the second I walk in that office.
Okay.
And everything changes. Everything changes with Jim Harbaugh or without Jim Harbaugh. I prefer it be with because he's a known entity. But at the same time, I'm changing the culture of everything. And if we can't pull that off, because I need you guys to do this, it's been proven at Michigan. The coach can't do it. This isn't Alabama. Just the coach can't do it. Just the AD can't do it. All of you have to be on board. Do you guys want to win? Do you want to beat Georgia?
It's not do you want to win. Do you really want to win? Do you guys really want to win?
Right.
Do what it
Everybody
needs to take
says
to
they
win.
want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to win? That's the critical question.
And that's it. And guys, this is how it works. Jim Harbaugh has all the leverage. We just need to be honest with ourselves about that. What's stopping you guys? Say, hey, here's the contract. Right in the face of level 1 violations. 4 games, 5 games, 6 games, I don't care. We play East Carolina and UNLV every week. Like, what difference does it make? What?
Nothing.
We do.
Yeah, you do.
We do.
I'm a conscientious objector. I'm not on the board of regents.
Okay. So that's what it is. Thomas Perry. Neal, the Michigan class of 23 is ranked 20th by On3 Sports after back-to-back Big Ten championships. Pay Harbaugh more. Our Big Tens all Ann Arbors want. And Thomas, that on the outside looking in, that seems to be the case. But you get me in here, and we're going to change some things.
Do you walk into your meeting and say, I understand that my expectations are
bigger than yours?
Are bigger than yours?
I fully understand
that.
Right,
because you're coming in saying about changing foundation, changing culture, right? Is blowing it up. Throw everything. Put the power back. You're saying, here, put the power all in Jim's hand. Here, you got everything you want. We know you have the power of being transparent about it.
It's just time to cut the shit. Like that's what it is. That's where Michigan is at right now. You go make Harbaugh the highest paid coach in football. You're Michigan, for Christ's sake. One of the biggest revenue generators in college sports. Act like it. Top down screaming out money ain't a thing. Go cut the checks.
Man, he's passionate.
Do I have your vote?
You got my attention.
Spoken like a true regent, Terry.
There you go. Sports marketing agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This Is the S Word. It helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock Detroit, downtown Detroit. It's all decked out this winter season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. Midway has all the entertainment for the kids, the giant slide, the winter bumper cars, the indoor arcade, and the adults. Drinks at the Lodge before or after Pistons games, Red Wing games, whatever the reason you're downtown. Just go down there to have some drinks at the Lodge. That's what Terry Foster does. Get an old-fashioned if you want to, right, Terry?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Michigan Athletic Director candidate Neal Ruhl here with Darren McCarty, Board of Regents, Terry Foster, Board of Regents, Sam Flannel, Board of Regents, and Spencer Raxter, media member at large?
Yes.
Okay, just covering the event.
Contrarian.
Contrarian, yeah.
Absolute contrarian. So I'm asking you, the people, do I have your vote to be the next Michigan Athletic Director? Because that's what I'm doing. That's my plan of attack. Now, we need to understand, Jim Harbaugh holds all the cards because it's the known entity. We know what he can do. And yes, to address the question earlier about the recruiting classes, look, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. This stuff has an impact on recruiting. It has to, because I know what I'm doing if I'm Nick Saban or Kirby Smart or somebody else like that. They just paid for my house. You know I ain't going anywhere.
I can't wait to write the article after the Board of Regents turns you down. Same old Wolverines. Ruhl's plan to bring Michigan into the 21st century of football turned down.
Yeah, so...
You know who's been very quiet today? Regent President Sam Flannel. Mr. President.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say?
Honestly, Neal, I don't hate your plan. Because at this point, when it comes to Jim Harbaugh, there's been a couple school of thoughts. Like, he's trying to, with all the NFL flirtation, sort of leverage a better deal at Michigan. Well, you're just willing to give him one. You're willing to make him the highest paid coach in college football, which by the production he doesn't deserve, but he has been a great coach.
No. By the production and market are two different things.
I understand that, but like even Jim Harbaugh, like if you're the highest paid coach in college football in the same sport that includes Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney, how does that not make you feel good? How does that not make you want to coach at Michigan? But if he actually wants to be in the NFL, I mean, like you said, you're doing everything in your power to make him stay. The last thing that Michigan wants is to not get a deal together, not make a good enough offer, lose Jim Harbaugh to the NFL, and then the next guy Michigan gets isn't as good. I think there's a lot of fear within us fans because of the past failures of Rich Rod and Brady Hoke. I mean, those were the previous two coaches before Jim Harbaugh.
But see, here's my other thing too. Like, if he says no, we're going to go get a coach.
Yeah.
Whatever coach we want to get, we're going to go get him.
And you can.
Because I can. That's why.
You
Does
can't be
something
scared
have to-
because of the 2 failures.
Does something have to do with the contract coming up, with all the money going into the Big Ten and all the media rights and stuff like that?
That's what I'm leveraging.
Right,
We
you're
have the
le-
biggest media rights deal in college sports.
So this is where it all comes in the Harbaugh of the power, because the person who holds the head coaching, no matter who it is, has to be a high-profile person, right?
Absolutely.
To carry all that money.
No one is off the table to me.
That's the marketing part, is that you have the ability, right? And then the fact is what you're saying is that if Harbaugh, who has the leverage and the power, but if he hems and haws, you are saying like a guy like Urban Meyer, right? That
Absolutely.
you're going to having the conversation with, which is sort of, Sam.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
Is that uncomfortable?
No, because Urban Meyer, despite being an Ohio State guy, he is one of the greatest college football coaches ever. I mean, he's won huge everywhere he's gone, except for Jacksonville. But in college, he's won huge everywhere he's gone. He's legitimately in the conversation when you talk about 5 to 10 greatest college football coaches of all time, maybe top 5.
And he's done that a certain way. And I'm not shying away from somebody who does it the way that he does it. I'm not.
You have to do it.
I mean, why would you? Because as much as I'm happy with Michigan winning the Big Ten 2 years in a row, beating Ohio State, going to the college football playoff, they've lost in the first round of the college football playoff 2 years in a row. So there's got to be something.
And giving up almost 100 points.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't the conversation, Terry, just the fact that Michigan, whoever, if it was Neal, having this conversation with an Urban Meyer, doesn't that give the aesthetic of things are different?
Yeah, it's different, and it appears as if our candidate is willing to roll in the mud with Nick Saban and Kirby Smart and Dabo Swinney.
But that's not the question. Are you willing to roll in the mud?
I told you I am.
Sam Flannel, are you willing to roll in the mud?
Of course I am. I mean, I was looking at the recruiting class rankings for 2023 right now. Alabama has 7 5-stars. Michigan has 0.
And I just, Michigan fans don't make sense to me. They want to win. They want to win. They want championships. Youper Michigan fan owns OSU. Urban lets college kids grind on him. We don't need that. But you know what you do need? National championships. You know what Urban does? Win national championships.
What my coach does on his own time is his business.
Facts.
And look, you guys know this, right? The Mozzie Smith thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care.
Don't care.
The law enforcement handled it the way the law enforcement handled it. He made it to the plane on time, so he flies and he plays in the game.
Yep.
And we'll handle that in January after the season's over. Next.
Urban's been
Next
on
question.
record. Urban's
When
been on
did we
record
move
saying,
to the SEC? I mean, that's
Instantly,
but
the
these
second
are
I walked
real-
in the door.
These are the real questions to get to the next level.
Like, let's
right?
cut this shit, man. Like, but see,
Absolutely.
to Michigan, why don't you handle it that way? Why?
Ask the president.
I mean, they did. Mozzie Smith played. He never got suspended for one game.
So if you're having productive discussions with Jim Harbaugh, where's the contract offer?
That's your guess is as good as mine. I mean, I was obviously somewhat encouraged by the Santa Ono tweet because I obviously want Jim Harbaugh to stay, but the fact that nothing's gotten done yet, I would like something to get done by the end of the day today. I think it's possible because this is a recruiting dead period, but if it continues to linger, like we've all said, it could impact Michigan's recruiting. It could impact Michigan's ability to stay even at the top of the Big Ten. Because Ohio State, you see some of the classes they're getting. I mean, they're going to pass Michigan up again if Michigan doesn't get it together.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Philippines on Demand says, you will not get my vote because you're not answering our questions. Whatever question you got for me, fire
They want
away.
to know who's your next coach. But my thing, Regent Foster, whether the candidate, Mr. Ruhl, is the right guy for the job, isn't a guy with that sort of mentality. Because here's the biggest thing. You've just got out in front publicly on some big issues that I never hear the person in your position right now stand out in front of. You've told no matter what about the Mozzie Smith. No, he plays like this. Do you understand? Like, it's that Michigan sort of way to stand out in front. Yes, we do it this way because we do it this way. We're all in it together. So whoever gets your position, if you don't get the job, I want somebody to be out in front for my football team and athletic department the way that you are.
Spenny, do you have something you were going to say?
I was just going to say, yeah, everybody, I see Youper in the chat saying Urban wouldn't come here. He hates Michigan.
Okay.
He's been on record saying that the only places he'll come back to coach outside of Ohio State are Michigan and Texas.
Yeah, and I'll have those discussions. But let me ask you this, as a State fan, right?
Yes.
And you poke fun at the Mozzie Smith thing and everything like that. If I stand out there and I say the law enforcement handled it, he was released, he got on the airplane, he went and played in the football game, the police department, they handle that.
Yeah.
I am not a police officer. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. I have nothing to do with that. They found him to be okay to be released, so he played in the game.
Yeah.
What can you say to that?
Did he help us win?
I mean, as a Michigan State fan, what can you say to that?
You can't.
It's factual.
Yeah,
factual.
factual.
And I'll drop some factuals when I'm doing the statement.
Regent Foster has two critical questions. One is for contrarian Spencer.
Yes.
How scared would you be if we decided to hire candidate Ruhl?
I'd be very scared if you actually decide to do things that programs that win national titles do.
So you'd be very scared.
I could give you my agent's phone number too.
That'd be cool.
If you want to take it back to your Michigan State
I could do
people,
that for
I would
sure.
hustle up if I were you guys
Now,
too.
I have another question for candidate Ruhl. And Regents, I want you to listen to tone. Here we go. Candidate Ruhl, are you a Michigan man?
Am I a Michigan man?
Yes.
I was born in the state. Parents worked in the car factories. I'm as Michigan as it gets.
Are you a University of Michigan man?
I did not go to school here. However, I'm being brought in for a service. You guys want to win championships. I'm your man to win championships.
That's not how it works.
You couldn't answer the question?
He does not have his U of M Mafia
Oh,
card.
he hasn't got paid yet. That's what's up.
That's it, baby. That's it.
When the check clears?
I am not yet. When
the check clears,
I
you're a
will.
Michigan man.
That's how all this works.
Okay.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Chuck Brewer, Neal, you need to address name, image, and likeness before you get my vote. I handled that already. We're establishing a collective that will be the biggest name, image, and likeness. We have some of the most successful alums in the world, in the business world, in the private sector. We will leverage that. We will leverage it. I will leverage that. And we will become the biggest name, image, and likeness machine that college sports has ever seen.
Mr. Ruhl, for the people in the chat thread that are asking specifically who would you replace with, do you have a few names on your list that maybe you can appease them with that you would interview for the job? I know there's no, so you said Urban Meyer. Anybody else that comes to mind that you're looking to? Just
every single coach in America is on the table.
Any would you pillage into the NFL? Is there any coaches?
Every single football coach in America.
What's your short
is
list?
on the table.
What is your short list?
In terms of
hiring a head coach if Jim Harbaugh thing doesn't work out.
But the Jim Harbaugh thing is going to work out. Number one, it will work out. If he's a Michigan man like he claims to be, it will work out. And then number two, to answer the follow-up to that, I will do an extensive, exhaustive search to find the very best fit. The highest level coach that is available will be the next coach at Michigan.
Sounds good to me.
I never lost eye contact with you, too.
As the president, will you give Neal Ruhl a second interview?
Absolutely. Like, what you're talking about is win at all costs, win national championships, and as a Michigan fan, that's all I want. All these college football playoff failures are getting old. I hate having to come back here and answer to you guys like how'd they lose to TCU. I don't want that anymore. I want somebody who's gonna bring Michigan national championships, do everything possible with the resources. Neal Ruhl.
And don't get me wrong, I believe that Jim Harbaugh is that coach.
I agree with you.
I believe he can be that coach.
I agree with you.
I do believe that in order to make the finest 5-star meal, though, you need the finest 5-star ingredients.
Well, I mean, you see what kind of Ward Manuel being the AD, they're sort of not getting a deal together. But if you're here, Neal, it sounds like the deal would all be together. The recruiting would be better. The NIL, you said it would be the greatest NIL package in college football history. You're hired.
Okay.
Your final sell is to the fact, imagine, you believe, so what I'm hearing is you believe that Jim Harbaugh is the man, and if you are allowed to help him bring 5-star recruits at the level of the Georgias and Alabamas, he will prove it to you that he is. With the talent, his coaching can be put on display Hence, you believe you could bring a national championship with these parameters that you're coming into. Is that right?
And a check, yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
guys. I said I was just a bystander, but actually, my dad is the president, and I'm vetoing because we want Ward Manuel.
Your dad's a savage, by the way. Shout out to Danny
Absolutely.
Rockster. But you know
hey,
what?
we're talking about 5 stars.
Well,
you want a 5-star haircut.
Well, absolutely. We all know that. And getting into the weekend, whatever you're going to do, you can come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the down payment for your dream home, up to $200,000. Yes, $200K. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project. Looking for a new man cave? They are the basement remodel experts. They also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens. An A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Call 888-594-8844 or go to matrixhomesolutions.com.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway Minute. You know what it is. It's on and popping downtown. A great place to hang out, to take a date, as it were, to hang out with the in-laws. If you're Sam Flannel, you guys go down to the Monroe Street Midway, Sam Flannel?
Absolutely.
What'd you guys do down there?
Oh, we did everything.
Did you get drinks at the lodge?
Absolutely.
Yay. Critical part of that. Terry Foster has done it. Be like Sam Flannel's in-laws and Terry Foster and go down and hang out at the Monroe Street Midway and get drinks at the lodge. They got a cracking food lineup as well. Spenmo be down there smashing pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites. All that is going on down there. Stuff for the kids as well. The winter bumper cars, the Arctic slide, the puck putt, the arcade, all of it. Toasty warm inside the tents, as reported by Terry Foster. It's Monroe Street Midway. Go to deckoutdetroit.com for more information. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. I do have a couple of questions here. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. The squad here as we roll into hour number 2 on a Friday. We'll take a couple minutes here, clean up these questions. Todd Sane. I'm impressed, Neal. You got the job. WoodwardSports.com chat. Are you hiring Neal as AD of Michigan? Yes or no? Jack Harrington, AD Neal, can you hire DMAC to coach hockey? Yes, we are a package deal. We
need my help.
Yes.
Anyways,
What's Terry's job?
it's the big theme in the chat also too is that AD Neal they're fans of better than Tone Neal. They like AD Neal better than Tone Neal.
Well, you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for.
Ryan.
Thank gosh, Regent Foster was here with the bag.
Yeah. Ryan, AD Neal, Deion Sanders with a question mark. Everybody is on the table. Yes, I would have a conversation. Contracts, we know, we've seen this in today's day and age. All this movement, Terry, that we've seen across college football. Nothing is off the table, Terry.
What about Scott Frost?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Somebody needs to clean up the popcorn and stuff like that inside Michigan Stadium after the games are over.
Okay.
So Scott Frost, you know, he would be a candidate for that.
That's fair.
Right?
I need to stop taking strong stances before the season, especially when it comes to Scott
I can't wait
Frost.
till this year's. I mean, how are you gonna blow that one away? I mean, how are you going to get it nuked in the first game of the season, Neal? That was the impressive
That was
part.
great. That was great. But yeah, Deion Sanders, yes, you want 5 stars? He seems to do all right with it. I think he's somebody that could fit at Michigan. What do you think, Sam Flannel? Regent Foster, are you comfortable with a coach like Deion Sanders?
My nickname is Prime Time.
There you go.
In fact,
especially in a downriver bar.
The big house can become the prime house, as far as I'm concerned.
So what Terry's saying, Regent Foster is telling you that prime time and prime, they will work it out before he even shows up. But yes, it is something that the region, he's willing to get in the dirt whatever way he needs to. Man of his word.
And that is it. Grant, EMU, Michigan Kings of the transfer portal. 3-star juniors playing like 5 stars. Look at Mike Sandstra. Oh, yeah. The transfer portal will be of a priority for our program as well.
Yep.
With my blessing.
Hey, and Michigan has shown that they can get some players in the transfer portal, but it's something that obviously in the modern college football needs to be worked even more. So I just want somebody who's going to maximize recruiting, maximize the transfer portal, and it sounds like new AD Neal Ruhl has got it all under control.
Absolutely. Now, I will need an additional budget on the academic side for kinesiology professors, because we're going to be pumping in a whole lot of kinesiology majors into Michigan.
Okay. Well, it's something to do with the way the body works.
Yeah. Exercise science.
There you go.
The official major.
Ruhl,
yes.
Give me a condition report on Michigan football right now. How satisfied or unsatisfied are you with Michigan football in this present tense?
Oh, I don't know what they're, other than, perhaps a couple of stumblings in the college football playoff. You have to be happy right now. Back-to-back Big Ten championships, a couple of appearances in the college football playoff. The one thing we have to do collectively as a department is get over that last hurdle. And yes, we know. Look, we're not obtuse. We know what the scoreboard is. It's Georgia and it's Alabama. There's going to be a new kid on the block. Wearing maize and blue. On that Monday night in January, the last Monday night of the college football season. Let me paint a picture for you, Terry Foster. Ooh. Down in Miami, the last Monday of the college football season in January. Just a light mist of rain. Your Michigan Wolverines, toe-to-toe with the Georgia Bulldogs. We got our own 5 stars too, Terry. And guess what we're doing? We are taking what they have right now. That's what we're doing.
Okay. Wonderful.
Could you imagine?
What if I told you?
In the gentle,
I'm not imagining the game. I'm just imagining you pulling the trigger.
And the gentle mist of Miami.
AD Ruhl. Of course, football is not the only sport at the University of Michigan. What would you do with our head basketball coach, Juwan Howard?
It's interesting you say that. Pete Smith in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Regent Pete Smith, I believe is a Michigan alum,
sure,
says, U of M didn't hire Rick Pitino to coach basketball. There's zero chance they're hiring anyone other than someone in the bow tree, which is dumb. Then I don't want your job. Then I don't want your job, because I'm in here to put it over the top. And if that's a problem, then tell me now. And, 2 things can happen. We can leave as friends, and I can go over to Spenny and go up the road and start talking to Michigan State.
Can't let that happen. Got to keep AD Neal Ruhl here.
That's not up to me.
I know.
That's up to you guys.
I know. And me.
I love that line.
The biggest Michigan slappy probably at the network. I approve of Neal Ruhl being the next athletic director. So you all should too. Come on now. We just want to win national championships. That's all Michigan. That's all we want.
And the virtual board of regents right now, 69% say yes, they would hire me.
Look at that. I feel like a couple of weeks ago that would have been reversed. Like 31% would have said yes. But
and it'll be reversed next week.
But I don't know, like losing to TCU in the college football playoff, with all due respect to TCU, I think, at least for me, it gave me a slice of humble pie. It made me feel like we're not quite as there as I thought that Michigan was.
Which is why I'm here in front of you right now.
Absolutely.
I know that. I realize that. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Gromit0237. Will you bring polo to the university? I will not, because nothing will get in the way of winning at football. Any additional sports would just suck revenue from football. No, we are not doing that. There will be no new sports.
No new
What
sports.
about Quidditch?
I don't even know what that is, with all due respect.
Nerds run around in brooms all the time. when we walk
Harry
the place.
Potter.
Yeah.
It's
not a real
thing.
sport.
It's a real thing. It is.
Well, nobody flies like that.
Well,
I mean, they
yeah.
do it on the ground.
Yeah, they run around with brooms between their legs.
Right. So,
Stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Mike G says, Regent Chesty Malone says that she likes the poll is at 69% right now.
Okay.
Ride or die Detroit. Central Michigan better start interviewing Neal. With all due respect, ride or die to the fine folks at Central Michigan. They don't got the bag.
Yeah, they don't got the juice for that.
I'm sorry.
That's beneath him.
Now, you can talk to your famous alums like T-Foss, and maybe you could, get that together. I am for hire.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's sort of, don't you want the candidate or somebody to act that way? Isn't that the mentality that we can agree with, whether to move forward? Aren't those the facts that that's what you need to get to the next level that you want? The biggest thing that you said there, Neal, was if you want to, there's a new kid on the block, right? You got to go to that next level. And I think we've seen that. And for you to say, too, yeah, you've been successful, except when you get to that last hump and you can't compete there, and this is why.
Right, and here's my plan, and here's what I'm going to do. Yeah, and Brandon Katz says Michigan doesn't care about national titles. Their season is determined by one game every year against Ohio State. And Brandon, again, Regent Brandon, I understand that may have been the mentality before. But when that first check clears and I walk through that door, that mentality is dead.
Neal, question for the press.
Yes.
Hi. Thank AD Neal, Spencer Exter, Woodward Sports Network.
I enjoy what you guys do. You guys do a great job.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Will you be making any changes to the out-of-conference schedule for Michigan football?
At this time, I'll review that a little more in depth. But at this time, I would say no, because going off the results of the last 2 years and where Michigan has gotten to, I think it's just fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And then I would follow up and say, do we like going to the college football playoff? We seem to.
People say, again, Spencer.
Oh, again, yeah. No, I'm on your time. Go ahead.
People say that even if Michigan enters those fields, they won't be able to recruit to the level of Georgia or Alabama because they're down there with the kids. What is your response to that?
That's why I'm here. I'm going to change all that. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to give the people the tools they need to do that. Without question. It's going to be revolutionary here at Michigan. So that is all the time I have for today. I appreciate your time. My agent will be in touch. Thank you.
Click. Mr. Ruhl.
Yeah, Mr. Ruhl.
Thank you all.
Excuse me. Security.
I have to go back to Woodward. We have to do a nickel package when we come back, because it is football time. And it's Cintron time as well, the official energy drink of the Red Wings. They've combined all three of their delicious flavors into the Red Wings themed 6-pack sampler box. You get it all, people. The Crumbury right front and center on that screen. The sugar-free, the classic as well, in a Red Wings box. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. You know what? Why wait? Get energized with Cintron. The Wings got energized with Cintron last night. Let's go Red Wings.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Neal Ruhl for Custom Health Centers, where you get your customized approach to weight loss, just like our very own Ryan Ermanni. He's ripped, he's shredded now. No, we're just kidding. But he is down over 15 pounds. He has started his journey with Custom Health Centers. You can do the same. They have over 20,000 success stories. You can be the next one. They've helped former professional athletes, Pro Bowl MVP Eddie Murray, NBA World Champion Rick Mahorn, Detroit Pistons' own bad boy. And you can start losing weight today with Dr. Jason and Custom Health. Call 844-789-8446. Guys, come on, make the move. Like, when have you had enough? You want to put the wheels in place? You want to do it? Custom Health Centers, that's the play. 844-789-8446. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. I would like to report that I have been hired as a new athletic director at the University of Michigan on a 7-year compensation package worth $11.4 million.
Woo!
So,
where'd you get that from? I didn't agree to that.
I look forward to serving the Michigan constituents and the Michigan community.
Man, it'd be funny to see you with a block on.
I have another breaking story, Terry Foster.
Okay.
The president of the university and I have sat down. While I have signed the contract, my vision does not align with that of the Michigan community. Therefore, we have agreed to part ways. And I will not be able to work in the industry for the next 7 years. However, I will be paid fully. And that is regrettable. It does make me sad. I thought I could do great things here at Michigan, but not everybody is on the same page, and that is regrettable. Good luck in your future endeavors, Michigan fans. I will be in the Bahamas if you need me.
We just lost $146 million.
No, that 11 was in the couch somewhere.
Yeah.
Must have fell out of Stephen Ross's couch. But, so you're good? No hard feelings? You turn on the machine game down there in the Bahamas?
Yeah, as long as my check clears, I'll never have any hard feelings. I will not rule out a return to the University of Michigan at a future time. I respect their decision and what they wanted to do.
Let me ask my question again. Are you a Michigan man?
Yes, on the 1st and the 15th of every month for the next 7 years.
Okay.
Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering checking account. So there we are. Cody Engel says the ink wasn't even dry yet. It is regrettable, but it was dry enough to be legal, Cody. So there we have it. So that's sorry. I'm sorry about that. But I will be.
I'm sorry too. I look forward to you leading the athletic program, and I, Regent Foster, am very sad.
Well, I am too. But then I look at my banking app, and that sadness goes away. So, all right, nickel package time. We got a double nickel package here today. We got a Lions base. We got an NFL playoff based as well. The playoffs start tomorrow, everyone. Let's get into this. Where are we going first?
You want to go Lions first?
Let's do it.
All right, Lions first. Lions nickel package, people. Everything you want to hear. First question that we talked about a little bit. Terry said it's true. But is Brad Holmes, yes, our very own Brad Holmes, is he the best GM in Detroit Lions history already?
He absolutely is. And this goes back to, where's the competition? Here's his competition. Russ Thomas, Chuck Schmidt, Matt Millen, Martin Mayhew.
Chuck Schmidt was decent. He was decent.
He was decent.
Yeah.
Decent is not good enough.
I hate the slander he gets, man. I do, for real.
But we're talking about a guy that's really good. He was decent.
Yes.
If the Lions are going to do all these things that people expect him to do, Brad Holmes can't be decent.
No, I would agree. Especially the way football is now. Salary caps, rookie contracts, draft capital. He is, in the salary cap era, there's no question. Not that there's a lot of candidates you have to beat out. But for me, And look, save the free agent stuff, dude. Remember, they paid $19 million to Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins, D-Mac. So, yes, off of 2 draft classes, we played the video of Penei Sewell. Gold jacket loading. He's going to be the cornerstone of this franchise. I believe that. He's going to be the leader of this franchise. I believe that. Parlay that with that rookie class, this rookie class could be one of the all-time greats.
Had the clock up for 2 seasons. There's 3 things that we knew, we found out before the clock even ran out. And you could argue which way did you find them, but Brad Holmes as being the best GM that we've ever had, and the fact that no slander, the fact that he's putting it together, your Penei Sewell, gold jacket, and Amon-Ra St. Brown as that receiver. We knew that before the clock ran out. So Terry nailed it. He said that.
I'm surprised to see T-Foss that like you couldn't answer that question fast.
I asked him this question about a month ago, and before I even got out of my mouth, that was exactly. Says
that's Terry saying that.
No-brainer.
That's Terry saying that. All right, second down.
All right, next question of the Lions nickel package. Who will have a bigger second season, Kirby Joseph or James Houston?
I think instinctually people are going to want to say Houston, but I think it's going to be Kirby because I think it's real. The football finds the guy. And I can't quantify that, and I can't tell you why, but the football finds him. I know it's him finding the football. But Terry, this dude, and you don't see it often, but there are, and I'm not comping him to this yet, let's pump the brakes, but guys like Ed Reed. Ed Reed, the football always found him. I can't quantify it, but he seems to have those traits.
Right. And here's the mistake people make, and this is in reference to Houston. The mistake they make is if you have, let's say, 8 sacks in 4 games, they always think, okay, 4, 8, 16, he'll have 32 sacks in 16 games and then a couple more because of 17 that he'll. That doesn't always work out. But the one thing that you can't take away is the instincts of a guy. Kirby Joseph, there's certain guys in the league, you can't explain it, but the football always finds him. He's one of those, and that's not going to change. So,
yeah, no, I got to lean Kirby. I think Houston will improve, get better. How can you not put him at 10 to 12 sacks next year? Just with developing and the fact on the outside. But Kirby Joseph being a ball hawk, we got to understand. Yesterday you saw a video of Tracy Walker, trotting around a little bit. They're going to probably play him at strong safety, which means leaves Kirby Joseph as free, which I think Aaron Glenn's defense and what the Lions have proven is they're going to put him in a position so he can go on instincts and be that. He's going to get better. So what do you have him at? How many interceptions? Is 6 or 7, 8 interceptions? He's going to be always around the ball. So I'd say Joseph.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread really quickly, and it flew by, so I didn't get a chance to see it. Someone asked about, will the Lions sign James Houston in the offseason because he becomes an unrestricted free agent? He does not become an unrestricted free agent. He becomes an exclusive rights free agent, meaning that the Detroit Lions, all they have to do is extend a qualifying offer to him, and he's not able to negotiate with another team. So kind of think of it as like a pseudo option year, I guess you could call it that. But as long as they offer a qualifying offer, he can't negotiate with anybody else. So, you may see them take a swing on him. Third down.
Third question of the Lions nickel package. Is it reasonable to expect the same performance from Goff next year?
Crack your knuckles, Penny.
I know.
You and Easy, man. Crack those knuckles. No, it's not real.
It's not.
17 touchdowns and a pick coming down the stretch of the season. That's not sustainable.
You can't expect that out of anybody.
Yeah, you can't, man. And I know that the Easies of the world, Terry, they're the ones that are waiting to pounce on that. As soon as he throws his first interception in like 400 passes. I told you, you can't pay somebody more than 12.5% of your salary cap. Or some arbitrary number that he read from a story 4 years ago.
He won't have the same season. This was almost magical.
Right.
So he'll settle down to earth, and some of the blemishes we saw in the first 6 games will be filtered throughout the season next year. So he'll have what I'll call a more normal season. So don't expect him to do the same thing, but expect him to be consistent and not become a turnover machine.
Yeah, the consistency of a 3-1 quarterback touchdowns, interceptions, or maybe but he's proven that he can. The expectations is to protect the ball. What about the yardage? I expect him. He might be able to throw, and you don't know, but maybe throw for more yardage next year. But you think it even out in the wash. But the one thing is here, Neal, like Terry said, the team's going to get better around him because of a year more together. So you don't expect it because of what he did, but he's going to have another solid season.
I think he'll throw for fewer yards. And how about this? Now, I know as soon as I say this, I'm going to get hung. How about DeAndre Swift have a somewhat injury-free season next year? So you go with your 1-2 punch of running backs. Goff doesn't need to throw for as many yards.
Swift's going to have a great season next year.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a choice if he wants to get paid.
Contract year.
The Saquon Barkley effect will be kicking in with DeAndre Swift next year.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying it. Next down.
All right, next question of the Lions nickel package. Bigger surprise this season for the Lions, Amon-Ra struggles or Alex Anzalone's career year?
On the surface, you want to say Amani struggles because, he had all those interceptions and stuff like that. But people, as we've found out for this Aiden Hutchinson Rookie of the Year discussion with Sauce Gardner, it should have been linear to expect Amani to have 15 interceptions this year, right? Sure. Like that's the way that it should have worked. If he were good, that just goes to show you, just because you're getting interceptions doesn't mean you're all that. Like it's one of those things where, because I know a couple of them like deflected to him and things like that. Anzalone was so good though,
man.
A
fantastic season,
especially the second half.
Yeah,
like he was really, really good. But I am stunned that Amani struggled. They picked on him, D-Mac.
I'm going to say Anzalone only because look at the development of Rodriguez, right? And he's got to have a big impact to that in the room. And Warrior being injured, trying to find himself. So Anzalone not only impacted himself, he impacted everybody around him.
Yeah, it's Amani because he was a target. He was the guy to steal on back there.
And let me say this about Anzalone. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but even when people were saying he was bad, I still thought he was playing pretty well. So what he did not surprise me. I expected that from him. And once again, might be a prejudice, but every time, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm going to have a white guy with blonde hair flying all over as my linebacker, or one of my linebackers.
And you'll pay a premium for it.
We know Terry's defense is going to have a big butt guy,
on the line,
big butt guys, and a big blonde guy behind him. He's got Thor followed by two big butts.
No, technically the big butt guy has to be in front of him.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's like.
But you want two rhinos up front, and then the blonde guy in the back.
It's got to be flowing long. And if he gets a haircut, you get to cut his salary.
Oh, he doesn't get a haircut.
If he does, he gets cut immediately with no money paid out.
Right.
Absolutely. Real quick here, fifth down.
All right, final question of the Lions nickel package. Can Jameson Williams fill the role of Chark if the Lions decide to not re-sign the wide receiver?
He's going to have to.
Yeah, no, I would say that if they do not re-sign him, that's the plan. I think it's the plan all along.
Terry.
No, there's no can he. It's he will. He will do this. This guy is special. Lion fans were bitching about, well, why did Brad Holmes draft a guy who's injured? Because this guy can make a defense adjust to the Lions. The Lions' offense is always adjusting to the defense. That's baloney with this guy. He is so fast, and what he needs is a season or an off season with Jared Goff where they go to Malibu
or wherever, Peru, wherever.
They can go to Belle Isle. I don't care where they go. But as long as they're getting together and doing pass patterns together, that's what they need. They don't have that. And when you talk about the great receivers, Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, and they always talk about the chemistry they developed in the offseason. They don't have that. They're just two dudes.
All I know is wherever they go, there's going to be a Cousins Maine lobster truck close by.
That's for sure, because Cousins Maine Lobster Truck is close by whenever you need it. Cousins Maine Lobster. I mean, come on. I've been telling you guys about this for a while now. And Cousins Maine Lobster brings the best of the Maine coast to Detroit. Try their variety of sweet, succulent Maine lobster menu items and their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can find their event schedule on cousinsmainelobster.com and through their mobile app, where you can easily order ahead and earn rewards, or you can just scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are rolling around the city. Check them out now at Cousins Maine Lobster.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
It's a new year, so let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs, but I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring calls anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed, but I need you to call the number 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that has been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care about whatever is personal, business, anything, like our boy Flannel Sam. Guardian Alarm for protecting his flannel shirts for how many straight days?
196.
196 straight days of flannel protection, because that's what's important to him. So what's important to you? I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Decision at Michigan, Neal Ruhl.
Get into the AD spot, Neal Ruhl. Guardian Alarm, look, security experts, whatever is safe to you. Have them safe to you.
Speaking of stay out, Mike Williams just ruled out for the Chargers, so that is a blow. Let's do it this way. I do want to talk NFL playoffs. We do got to get the clock back on track, though. Let's do the Red Wings real quick. Last night against Toronto, I was not able to watch. I was busy calling a big Oakland victory, 5 wins in a row for the Golden Grizzlies.
Trey Townsend was pretty good.
Getting it back to get Trey Townsend 30 points.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Dude's a baller, man.
He is a baller. That's Spenny's guy.
I like him a lot.
We got to get him on the show just for Spenny.
Oh, I'm down. That'd be sick.
We'll get him on. No question. Red Wings get the win over Toronto. I was disappointed, though, to hear in your report there was no Austin Matthews.
There was no Austin Matthews, but again, taking advantage of playing this Toronto team who you played them last week.
Well,
Lost in
I know why. Stevie told Toronto to keep him out because he doesn't want one of his guys to hurt his future center.
Is that what it is? We're still a little bit of ways off for that one. So
just a little ways, though, not a lot.
On that, but a couple key things that we've been talking about, right? Robbie Fabry, 3rd goal in 4 games. What was he supposed to do, provide when he got back in the lineup for almost missing a whole year? His goal scoring. There he's got it. Tyler Bertuzzi being a factor, getting on the board. I think that the way that they played the special teams and more of an all-around game, what you saw from last night is they improved. I think that whenever you hear a coach, no matter what he's talking about during the season, where he has the self-awareness and the finger on the pulse of his team, like Derek Lalonde did, even coming out of a game where the team looked gassed against Winnipeg the other night, and we mentioned this talking about, oh my God, look at the awful down low defensive zone coverage, and Winnipeg looked great. A lot of that time, Neal, it's because mentally you're tired, right? You get following the puck, and the game moves at such a high pace that you get caught standing there watching. That's something that happened. That didn't happen last night. So again, just like we talked about yesterday when I brought up the fact, or on Wednesday when I brought up the Five for Fighting fact that Steve Yzerman said, listen, this year's the record's similar, but the difference is that we haven't been healthy this year and we're getting healthy. And our good NHL players are getting healthy to contribute in this lineup. And also, too, whatever the trending and all the sabermetrics and all the little analytics that they look at behind the scenes, it says that they're due to put more points on the board. So to me, forced me to watch. And that was proven last night by that game. So now we move on to Saturday, and should be a great game down at LCA.
God, this stupid division, T-Foss. 41 games in, so you're halfway through. Boston's lost 5 times in regulation.
It's crazy.
They've lost 5 times.
I don't even know if they've lost on home ice in regulation yet.
One time. 19-1-3.
That is insane.
Goal differential is 65. And then, by the way, there's Toronto. And then, by the way, there's Tampa.
And Florida and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and Florida's struggling. You know what? And I keep saying this, T-Foss, because it seems as though every time they win a game, the snap reaction is, all right, back in the playoff race, you know? And people say they're 5 points back of Pittsburgh, which they are. And
all you got to do right there is what you're looking at is look right around where they're at to 2 teams that are in. What's the difference? And it's going to be 5, 6, 7 points. Now, if you put your head down, take care of your home games, and put some wins back together with 2-point games, especially in your own division where you don't allow Toronto to get a overtime loss or even a point, that's when you slowly but steadily make that improvement. So again, we're sitting here talking like hopefully the last week of the season we got to win 2 games and we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to, Terry, and Florida's good. They made the big move in the offseason to get Tkachuk. It hasn't really materialized the way everybody thought it would be. But they keep struggling, man. And look, it's always going to be one team that falls back. When you start the season out, it's never the top 8 as it was drawn up. There's always somebody that struggles. There's always somebody that pops up. And for a while, Buffalo was that team, but they're getting a little mid now. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Terry, where are you at with this? And I know as Harbaugh turns, Red Wings playoffs chances turn too.
Right. But they have 4 teams they have to pass up, first of all. And then the second, but the most important, well, that's important too, but the most important thing, at any point of this season, will we look at the Wings and say, you're better than Pittsburgh?
No.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. So
health
then
contingent.
Somebody else has to fall down. So you look at Pittsburgh as the last team. Can the Wings be better than the Pittsburgh Penguins this year?
Not as they're currently constructed. The Penguins I'm talking about.
Right. So
there's a lot of questions here, right? And we're going to check connection of Verona and your boy Zadina. And I was typing this out to Mike G to ask is the expectation. And right now, they're turning more into luxuries and something that they're going to have to earn their way to prove themselves that they get back into this lineup, right? The machine, and I think to your point when we were talking about your Michigan, we're talking about Michigan and the AD and stuff like this. It's the Steve Yzerman and Derek Lalonde, and they're just putting guys that are available and in there. Are you still have hope for Zadina, or where are you at with those guys? Because it's almost like
where's he going to play?
I almost forgot about it.
Yeah, but when he comes back, where's he going to play?
That's what I'm saying. So he's going to have to earn his spot to play it. But these are the tough questions, and so maybe a couple of these guys you don't know. When we're talking about are you buyers or sellers at the line, how's Yzerman going to weaponize the salary cap? You know, some questions that you maybe thought you weren't having before, you're going to have now. And it includes these guys.
Yeah, and as you look at the schedule, and we always end up doing this, right? When we talk about the Red Wings, I always fall back into it every single time because it always comes back to that the playoff chase, and every time they win 2 games in a row, we get swept up in this discussion again. Now, the schedule for the Red Wings, they have Columbus on Saturday, then they go on the road out west. They'll be at Colorado, who is out of the playoffs. It was stunning.
Injuries have hurt
when I was running at Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, morning, shout out, looking at the TV, when you're running a 10K, you get to see the bottom line cycle through a couple times.
The final word.
And I saw that they have won, I believe it's, what is the number? They are, in their last 10, they're 3-6-1. They're struggling, man. Struggling.
Right, but that's the Western Conference too, where it'd be a little bit easier to
recover
that distance because it's supposed to be the weaker teams in there. If you look at the points, you got to understand you're in the Eastern Conference too, and it's not easy. Right, that's why you just got to forget about the schedule, put your head down, and look up like Boston did and go, oh, look, we're 19-1 at home.
Yeah.
I think we'll be all right.
All right, NFL playoff discussion when we come back. Playoff nickel package, as it were. Wintertime Detroit's always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf. Give Spenny the loaf.
Give me the loaf.
The Cajun chicken Alfredo. What about breakfast? Stuffed potato pancakes are back. The Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. I ain't talking about videos. I'm talking about comfort food at Big Boy. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get the best deals. They'll beat all the competitors by at least $5. You get the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Spencer Raxter's lotion of choice, the Swedish Beauty Lotion.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. You ain't getting any of that outside. So roll on through Chili Peppers Tanning, 27 locations. More on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Yay, yay. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. NFL playoffs start tomorrow. Get hype, everybody. It's time for the playoff nickel package.
Absolutely. First down, which 2 seed is more on upset alert this weekend? Buffalo playing Miami or San Francisco playing Seattle?
No. Neither.
Seattle. Okay. Miami has 0.0 shot in that football game. And look, Geno has remembered he's Geno over the second half of the season, but he still can make plays with his feet. He can. That's what he does have going for him. You know my affinity for Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. I can make a case,
What's your answer to that? Just Mike Williams ain't available, which is the availability sector. So they should at least put some points on the board. Maybe we don't expect them to win, but they should be in the game.
Yeah, they should hang around in true Seattle fashion.
And is there something that maybe Kenneth Walker and controlling the ball and running the ball has something to do with it? But
we're making a case, D-Mac. Like, don't hold this to us. We're making a case.
Sometimes my bunion hurts, and my bunion is hurting today. You know what the bunion is saying?
Seattle?
No, the Geno Smith thing is about to come to an end. My man's going to turn the ball over. He's going to look awful. I'm going to say Miami has a better shot at the upset this weekend.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it for Miami.
I'm not feeling either.
They are going to get crunched.
Miami going into Buffalo without I just don't think quarterback in the cold.
It'll be single-digit points, guaranteed. Guaranteed single-digit points.
Right. Or but 17's like putting up 30-something. If they got to 17, can they get to them? Find a way to get them to 17?
No.
Swing passes.
There's going to be single digits
to the house?
total, or just single digits for the offense?
For Miami, yeah. Okay. It'll be single. They'll be in the single digits.
They'll win 9-6.
No, they can't. All right, Sven. That was a no-win situation.
No, it's all right. All right. Second down. Which 3 seed is more on upset alert? Minnesota playing the Giants or Cincinnati playing the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, we got to stay on brand, right? Minnesota's the only 12-win team since like the 40s to have a negative point differential.
Unbelievable.
It's so staring you in the face that I don't believe it. That I'm starting to think Minnesota's going to truck the Giants.
You know, the Giants the worst team in the playoffs? I would say so.
Yeah, I think they are. But is Baltimore going to beat Cincinnati? No, they're not. So it's got to be Minnesota by default.
I think Saquon Barkley can have more impact on that game than anything else. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to the Giants.
Yeah, I mean,
I just think Joe Burrow. I'm going to say Cincy and the Ravens. Anytime a game in any sport is played where there's a threat of violence, you don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to go Cincinnati, the Ravens.
Yeah. I mean, it is the Ravens, right? And you can never pick them to win, but they're always going to be inside of a possession.
You pick them to threaten.
Hey, all right, I can't kill you on that. But Joe Burrow's the sexy pick right now. Bengals to the Super Bowl. That's what I've been told. We'll see, though.
No, we will see. All right.
We gonna see.
All right, third down. Are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a legitimate threat in the NFC?
Threat for what?
To win it.
Christ, no.
Oh, that's not what I would say. Hell no.
Yeah. But whatever, however you want to say it, the answer absolutely is no. And look, I've been saying this for a while. I know the numbers look okay, but does Tom Brady look the same? Has he looked the same at any point in time this year? No.
No, the NFC to me looks like college football where there's 2 teams, you know, the Georgias and the Alabamas sitting at the top, and the San Francisco and the Philadelphia. So even Tom Brady doesn't have that much GOAT stat. He might, you know what, I think I'm going to pick them to win this weekend because I don't believe in Dallas, but that'll be it.
I got a question for you. If the Lions are playing Tampa on Saturday on a neutral field, who would you pick?
Oh, the Lions.
Lions would probably be a favorite.
I would take the Lions in Tampa.
Lions would be a favorite.
Okay, then they don't have a threat. They're not a threat then.
But, you know...
my ass.
Hold on. I'm going to entertain you for a second.
You entertain me and tell me about Tom Brady 15 years ago.
No. It's not that. Terry, you know how I roll. I don't buy something. Typically, when I form an opinion about something, I'm not buying something. I'm selling something else.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are the Eagles set in stone? You're 100% belief in the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. First time there, the target on their back, 100%. They're an indomitable force to you?
No, he's injured.
Not.
He's injured too.
Okay. San Francisco 49ers, 7th round draft pick at the quarterback spot. I know Joey Bosa's great. I know Christian McCaffrey's great. I understand that. But are you, when everything is on the line, as we saw, and we've seen examples of quarterbacks who have played well throughout the course of the season that were new, and then they got in a big spot, and they turned it over twice, and the other team scored.
I am sold on the 49ers. They don't need a quarterback.
Okay. What do you got, dude?
San Fran all day.
I believe so they're indomitable.
The fact is it right? But the two to those questions is Philly and out of the NFC. It's only Philly and San Francisco that I would even feel that way about. So whether you know what Philly does or whatever, but I'm right with T as far as they don't even need a quarterback. They just need a
I'm just
game
saying.
manager.
Again, I'm making a case.
Is Tampa and broke-ass Tom Brady going to walk into Philadelphia and win?
No.
They would walk into Philadelphia and win before they walked into San Francisco and win.
I agree.
I would say
Okay,
that.
then you have the answer to my second question. So
Cut you off right
it's
there.
not happening.
Next down.
Hey, I'll tell you what, before I move on, Tom Brady has a superpower to make other opposing teams and coaches shit down their leg in the biggest moments. The Brady luck is a thing. That's the only reason that I put it on the list. Okay, 4th down. Who throws for more touchdown passes in their respective playoff debut in this matchup? Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert?
It better be Justin Herbert. It better be.
You are what is your deal with Justin Herbert, for real though?
Show me something.
30 touchdown pass seasons. His career low is the same as Tua's career high. It's all a Tua thing. It's all a Tua thing.
Are we in the playoffs now?
Yes.
So does that apply? Does that have any bearing on anything?
It applies that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Yes, it does.
You got to win a playoff game at some point.
Sure. At
some point, you got to win. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Where are they in the pantheon of quarterbacks to you?
I think
pretty close.
I think Justin Herbert is like 4 or 5, and Trevor Lawrence is like 8 to 10 at this moment.
I think Justin Herbert's like 4 and Trevor Lawrence is like 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like Trevor Lawrence.
To answer your question with the answer that you want, we will see this weekend which one of these along the way, and it's a Justin Herbert out of anybody in this first round of the playoffs. It's his spotlight to the show out party. It's his time, right, to go and win the game. Trevor Lawrence, if he loses or he fumbles along the way, he's got this as his sort of, okay, let me get into the dance. Everything's a bonus. Justin Herbert, you nailed it. You nailed it as far as we need to see now. 5th-year option, right? 5th-year option. We need to see everything that I've been told about you.
See, mine is simple. Trevor Lawrence is going to win that game. Therefore, he will have more touchdown passes than Justin Herbert.
It's time, Sam Flannel. And if you go into Jackson, and this is set up for you, there's a lot of Michigan vibes here. They got the TCU game of the playoffs. Did they not?
But it's his playoff debut. That's the thing. I do expect Justin Herbert to show out, but it's his playoff debut. You're acting like it's like a legacy.
Trevor Lawrence's playoff debut.
I understand that. But Justin Herbert has showed a lot more in the regular season. He's been a great regular season quarterback for 3 years. It's not like legacy defining.
25 and 24.
94 touchdown passes.
Okay.
That's more than 30 per
cool
season.
stat, bro.
Yeah, it
25 and 24, man. That's what
cool
it
that
is.
you guys, like, Tua got hurt and you found somebody else to go argue about. Now it's Justin Herbert is the Tua. It's
team game.
1B.
That's why I get the bag. All right, next down.
All right, 5th down. Who has more sacks this weekend? Nick Bosa or Micah Parsons?
Micah Parsons will. And not because I don't think Nick Bosa is not the best player in football. He is. Geno Smith has escapability. Tom Brady, however, is just sitting back there waiting to get crunched by Micah Parsons.
Are we talking about for the whole playoffs or for the
Tom
weekend?
Brady back there.
Flannel, are we talking about for the weekend or the whole playoffs?
The weekend.
Yeah, he's gonna get Tom Brady. He's gonna break. He's gonna break Tom Brady's leg.
Ooh, I was gonna.
Easy.
I wasn't gonna go that aggressive. I was gonna say forced fumble. I mean, but Terry wants to go to breaking his leg.
You can do both.
Okay.
Both things can be true.
Both could be on the same play too.
Yeah, Brandon Katz says Lawrence isn't top 5 or top 10. And you know what? I don't know that I'm ready to anoint him in that company either.
I'm willing to annoy him as improved.
We can revisit that on Monday.
You can't name 10 you'd rather have over Trevor Lawrence.
I think he's improved. I think Herbert is stabilized.
What would right now, if you were Jacksonville, would you rather have Jared Goff at quarterback for this
Trevor
game
Lawrence.
or Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
There's a lot of hate in that tone
No,
right
it's
there. That
just
was
true.
tone,
He
Spenny.
just has more ability.
Who would you rather have, Terry? Jared Goff or Trevor Lawrence in this game if you're Jacksonville?
I really like Trevor Lawrence. I'd rather have him young. He can move around. He is a guy that can get out the pocket and run a little bit. So I'd rather have Lawrence.
Can you Woodwardsports.com pull that one?
I mean,
if you were the
that's gonna be
Jaguars,
biased.
would you rather have Jared Goff or Trevor Lawrence start this game? We got one more?
No, that's
Oh,
it.
we're done. Okay.
That's it.
I got one for you.
Okay.
What quarterback is going to have the most turnovers? Is it going to be Dak Prescott or the field?
And we'll answer that when we come back.
Okay.
After Sam Flannel tells you about Swiss cheese, right?
No. Unfortunately, Swiss Insurance. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose January 1st as an effective date. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance. Give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Or you can email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Final segment of the week. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. It's time for Justin Herbert to take this step, man, for all this love that he gets around town. And I don't want to hear that Mike Williams didn't play. This is the playoffs. Sam Flannel, you got me? Talking to you, Sam Flannel,
I understand.
I don't care that he's not playing.
I know your motive. You just want to prop up Tua, and you're tearing down Justin Herbert.
This got nothing to do with Tua.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
You've always said it.
No, this is Herbert exclusive.
Okay.
You got to win at some point. Hey, and if you guys want to question and say Tua's got to be healthy next year, and he's got to get through, and he's got to play in the playoffs and win a game, I can't argue that. I can't argue that.
Fair enough. But you act like they're on the same level playing field. Justin Herbert is clearly superior to Tua Tagovailoa, has had a eons better career so far.
Yeah, and a far better supporting cast, too, yet wins about half the time.
It's a team sport.
I'm going to take the field, Mr. Foster, but it was a tough decision.
I was going to say, who's going to answer my question?
I'm going to take the field, Mr. Foster, because I think there'll be 4. I think Dak will have 3, but there'll be 4.
Okay.
You know what I feel about Dak Prescott in the playoffs? And it defies logic. And it's really out of character for me.
Mm-hmm.
I keep waiting for him to ball out in a playoff game. But I'm waiting for him to ball out in a playoff game the same way, like an 11-year-old kid's waiting for his dad to come back from the store when he left 5 years ago.
Right.
Like I'm sitting by the TV going, is this it?
Or
is this the game?
Left with this hot blonde for Tahiti, and she happens to be a millionaire, and you're sitting by the TV. I know Dad's coming back anytime now.
This will be the time.
Right. That's me in Family Video.
I'm like Spenmo in Family Video looking for his father.
So you and Jerry Jones are obviously the same.
We are.
I mean, can he not? Is there anybody else more patient with one player and then keep throwing money at him? I'm just saying. Maybe this is it. Maybe we're all wrong.
Terry, who do you have, Dad?
Maybe he takes the goat juice out of Tom Brady and...
I am going Dak. Y'all can have the field.
I think I'm going to take the field because I think it'll be Geno Smith.
And you know what? And that's a guy that I brought up earlier that's going to be a turnover machine. Just my bunion hurting. I could be wrong on that one, but it'll be one of those two.
Can you let us know, Mr. Foster, what other great things has your bunion being sore led you to in the past?
To rain sometimes, and then I had a gut. Oh, you know what? It was aching this one time. The powerful Central Michigan University Chippewas were playing Michigan State, and my bunion was just throbbing that day. CMU's going to beat Michigan State. Lo and behold, they did.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
And in fact, I woke up that morning, and my wife went to Michigan State.
God, Dak.
And I said, honey bun, today's going to be a glorious day. Central is going to beat Michigan State. Michigan State's going to choke on it at the end, and the Chippewas are walking out your little stupid stadium with a victory. And she said, "Oh, shut up! We're gonna beat y'all 56-0." I said, "No, that ain't happening."
Choking on that bunion.
Hey, Breslin's awesome. No Breslin slander.
Breslin.
Hey, I got a number for you guys. We're talking about Dak Prescott. He is a $50 million cap hit next year. $50 million cap hit. And the following year, in 2024, he's a $52 million cap hit.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, Terry, you're talking about football?
Football, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think Central's beating Michigan State in basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mega Millions,
in the
right?
70s.
Yeah, it's billions now.
Your cap hit could go up. Over $1 billion for the Mega Millions, right?
Yes.
That's the story?
I got it.
Look
checks.
at
I gotta get my
the
tickets.
$50 million contracts for quarterbacks around, like Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, A-Raj. You're in a great spot here with your guy.
Don't talk to me. Talk to him.
I know.
Talk to
he
Easy.
knows. No, the other guy that he decides to hang out with from 5 to 7.
He's
has
Easy's
no
favorite
idea.
words.
But
He's not even that good of a value.
Listen and learn.
And I love it too because he thinks that this year that Dak Prescott's better because this year Prescott was a $19 million cap hit.
He's better than what?
No, because Easy's like he's a $30 million cap hit. Prescott's only a $19 million cap hit. So Goff's a joke.
Oh yeah.
I want to see him keep that same energy this year when Dak's a $50 million cap hit and Rodgers is a $50 million cap hit. Keep that same energy, Easy. And your people. Hey,
I want to see this same energy when at the end of week 17 next year, Jared Goff walks off the field raising his index finger in the air.
Is it bony, you think? Like, usually like the fingers
bony,
are bony.
Yeah. It's probably bent a little bit.
Hey, good week, everybody, as always. So for D-Mac, for T-Foss, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, appreciate y'all tapping in.
Have a good week,
to
guys.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.